Welcome to another episode of Club by Club Post Reviews. Tonight's episode we're going to be talking about Sydney Swans season of 2013. But before we do, let's get it started. Welcome to Sydney Swans story of 2013. I can tell you, it was the best off-season that Sydney have had since the 2005 Grand Final. In 2012, as we know, Sydney Swans beat Hawthorn in a Grand Final. It was the awesome off-season they could ever have. But losing some key players was the big part of how their season went. The second half of the season was another awesome season, being consistent in the midfield. Key players like Daniel Hannebery, Jude Bolton, Jared McVeigh, and a few other good men played their part. But the souring note after playing Fremantle in a preliminary final, Jude Bolton was ready to retire. Another good man in a good club lost by retiring at the end of the season. The worst and best games for Sydney Swans for 2013. The best game was round 9 against Collingwood at the MCG, when they absolutely dominated the Magpies by running out winners by 47 points. It was an historical moment that night when Goods was best on ground, and during the last quarter had some racial vilification comments that was directed at him. It was dealt very smartly, and as we know, Adam Goods was fronting the media the next day to actually make sure that it would never happen again. Credit to Adam Goods, because he's one of the role models that the AFL have got in their hands. So well done on that. Their worst game was in round 13 against Port Adelaide at AAMI Stadium. Sydney led all day. First gamer Kirk Tippett for the club, coming over from Adelaide, kicked the first goal of the game, which was one of the highlights. But Port Adelaide ran over the top of Sydney by 18 points. Sydney's season ended by running into the preliminary final against Fremantle. But that night Sydney had no petrol in the tank, and Fremantle ran over the top of them by winning that game to run into the grand final against Hawthorn. Unfortunately, Sydney couldn't make it two grand finals in a row, but with their consistency, I reckon they'll make a push for another finals berth or a top 4 in season 2014. This has been my story through my eyes for the Sydney Swans story of 2013. With all my comments, if you like, dislike, I would encourage you to send messages on Twitter, on Ash Footy TV Facebook, or the website ashfootytv.com.au. Until I see you next time, I'm Ash Stevens. and this has been Ash Footy TV.